Frankenstein's got a journal.
Ash, is Vamp explaining? What?
Clown stuck in the house.
Elena side to Damon? Huh?
Do I have your attention?
Yep.
Good. Now let's talk about vampires.
Let's go. Season 5. Hear me out.
At Rebecca's kegger with Elaine and friends, taking shots like Jordan Connor, that is, in the paint like Shaq. Fix it in post. You remember when we drove coast to coast, driving to LA Cavalier and a U-Haul, even though that car was too small. Whipping around the Grand Canyon, trying not to fall in. Even when we rode, we were still ball in. By the bay, listen to Frank Ocean. Pour some coffee, I'll see you in 10.
Just give me the cue. I'll do whatever you want.
Mo money, mo problems, but I'm counting in the sweet spot. Petey's on the track when the beat's hot.
Now let's talk about vampires.
Hello. Welcome to the Vampire Diaries, the Vampire Diaries podcast where a guy's watching the series for the first time with a super fan who has seen every episode. I'm the titular Petey, but let's just say I put the Petey in Vampire, but please call me Pete. And I'm here with my co-host and co-parent Ash. Ash, hello.
You don't have that memorized yet, Pete?
No.
You're not off book for like 4 seasons in?
No, because I know that it's there, so I haven't tried.
Not
but I
sure.
did. I mean, I did just try right now.
Yeah. I wonder if I could do it, but we will not try that right now.
No, go for it.
No, waste our time.
No, let's go.
Wait, what's the first thing?
Hello.
Hello. Welcome to the Vampire Diaries. This is a podcast where
What am I doing?
I'm the titular Pete.
Nope.
Petey, and let's
No.
just say put the Petey in Vampire. And I'm
Eventually
here
we
with
get
my
there.
co-host and co-parent Ash. What's up, Ash?
But what is the podcast? The podcast is where a guy is
A guy is watching the show for the first time
with
a super fan who's seen every episode of the show.
yeah. All right, you were close.
I'm not looking at all.
If we both didn't look, you might have done better than me based on what just transpired.
I did the beginning, then the end, then the middle, though. I was out of order.
Yeah, Ash. We just have to come out and say it.
What?
We watched Renfield. Part of it.
We tried.
We just have to come out and say it. We tried to watch Renfield.
You watched. I was sleeping.
It wasn't hitting.
No, sorry.
It wasn't what we needed.
Maybe it gets better, but I will never know.
Yeah, we might have put Renfield back in its coffin for now. Not saying that it can't burst forth, but
Yeah, we did. We weren't into it.
good people in it. Lots of strong things about it, but
I mean, I hope other people like it. Just wasn't for us.
yeah. Ash, but did anything jump out at you spooky media wise over the past? Because I mean, the book is closed. Spooky season is over.
I know.
What was your spooky season starshine?
Well, I was talking last week about Goosebumps, the series. I haven't finished it, but I still am chipping away at it. I really like that. And then what other movies did we watch?
We watched The Faculty.
The Faculty was great. Again, solid long. I think what I was saying was that like the 2000s horror like teen movies are so good, and they don't really have
Late 90s, but
late 90s,
off.
early 2000s. They don't really have that like for young people now. And I was just saying like maybe if they made more young teen horror movies like that once like we had like The Faculty, and I know we did last summer and Scream and all that.
Yeah.
That maybe these young teens would be like watching movies instead of like on their phones all the time.
Right. I don't know. I'm trying to think of like
we watched Hubie Halloween, but that's not really for teens, I wouldn't think.
no,
it's
but
not like the style.
I'm trying to think of analogous teen, like even slashers or horror movies.
I mean, just the newer Screams is the only thing I can think of.
Yeah, which I wonder if even kids like that. But I'm thinking about what's A24 making, like Bodies. Like that was fine, but did kids like that? You know?
Right.
Like
Yeah, I don't know.
Did 16-year-olds want to see Bodies? I know a big movie that we haven't seen yet is Talk to Me, which is supposed to be scary. But yeah, I'm not.
It was not like these like big, like all the characters are in high school. They're all like just like the Vampire Diaries show, like where it's just high schoolers doing stuff and stuff is creepy and
You know what we did watch, Ash, which is in this vein. Totally Killer was a time travel slasher with high school kids.
I don't remember it.
From the 80s, the girl went back to save her mom.
Yes, that's what we watched that like at the beginning of October.
We did.
I liked that one.
But it was very teen-centric, but it wasn't scary.
No, but it was good. It was more like...
But it was slashy.
A little bit more like sci-fi slasher. Mm-hmm. Excuse me. I did really like that one, though.
I think that
For like
new. It passed the time, for sure.
Yeah, but I wasn't scared watching it. But
No.
I was interested in the story. I thought it was good. Had a good little twist, little mystery action.
I think that the highlight of what I was watching was I watched some of these VHS movies. I think we talked about that already. But I like the anthology because you don't have to commit too much for too long. But Ash, like I said, the book is closed. Mm-hmm. And we started spooky season early. But now I've closed the book. It's now Wes Anderson November.
It was Wes Anderson October.
I know. I had to... Because I was watching some of these, like the VHSs are pretty scary and gross, I had to decompress.
Right.
So I'm rewatching the Wes Andersons, and I'm now in the untrodden Wes Anderson territory. Mm-hmm. So I'm excited to watch those.
And it inspired our Halloween costume.
Yes. Hey, yeah, I guess if you go to @Peter L. Harmon on. I usually give the @High Dive Publishing for the Instagram, but if you go to @Peter L. Harmon, you can see our Steve Zissou team costumes.
Team Life Aquatic.
Yeah, Team Life Aquatic. Life Aquatic is a great movie from my past.
Great movie, great costume, easy and warm.
Yeah,
and it was very
cold.
comfortable. It was my like most comfortable Halloween costume probably.
Yeah, one time I was bathtub full of Jell-O, but
No, you were not.
yeah, I always wonder if I am going to go Instagram private and just have High Dive Publishing as the public one. Mm-hmm. But for now,
You can sneak a peek.
You can sneak a peek. I'm still a public figure for now.
If you do something weird though, it might turn private, so be good.
Yeah.
Listeners, not Pete. You're already good.
Oh, I do weird stuff on there all the time. Ash, speaking of weird stuff, Season 5, Episode 3, Original Sin. Mm-hmm. Which I would ask you how you enjoyed the Antonio Banderas, Angelina Jolie movie, Original Sin.
#1 fan.
But neither of us have seen it. I'm guessing.
No, I don't think so.
What about Banderas in general?
Yeah, sure.
Wood? No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, he's in some good stuff. Jolie. Joler.
Joler.
She's in good stuff sometimes.
Angelina Jolie.
Haven't seen that one. Not a completionist when it comes to either of those actors.
No.
Wes Anderson, though, we'll see. Speaking of Wes Anderson, he has shorts on Netflix right now from Roald Dahl books.
Oh, cool.
So that might be my end cap.
I want to watch those.
Okay, I'll let you know.
I'm a fan.
I'll let you know
of
where to
his,
find them after
of
I
his
watch them.
books. No.
I'm just kidding. Me and one of our kids watched Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Oh.
It was really good.
You watched it with one of our kids? I thought you were watching it on your lonesome.
Watched it with the big dog.
Oh, nice.
He was like, "This is interesting," and like there, Wes Anderson has Wes Andersonisms in there.
Mm-hmm. And is it technically a stop motion?
I think it is stop motion. I think it's little puppets.
Our son does stop motions.
Yeah.
Filming, so that was a good idea. I must have been busy doing report cards during that time. Mm-hmm. Not an absent mother, just a busy teacher.
Yep. And Ash, if they did a stop motion episode of the Vampire Diaries to bring it back around, would it be this one? We'll never know.
We'll never know.
But let's jump into the cold open. right, Stefan is walking around like Christopher Walken, I said. Mm-hmm. You ever seen him dance in that music video?
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of like that. Mm-hmm. He's walking around. Down Highway 29. Mm-hmm. He's going to the bar. Mm-hmm. Whose bar?
Joe's bar.
Joe's bar. The bartender says last call was 4 hours ago.
I thought that was wild, too.
So
and
it's
she's
like...
still, like, cleaning the tabletop or the bar top.
Right. So what? It's like 6 in the morning or 4 in the morning?
Right, because the sun's about to come up.
Oh, okay. That's why it was so weird. Okay,
So
because they had to have the sun about to come up. That was what they were being weird about?
Yeah, I think they had to make that timeline work. But it's like, what? Why is this poor lady still there? Go home if the bar closed 4 hours ago.
Stefan bites her neck.
Yeah, because he has been dying over and over again.
Yep. And he's
drowning, and he's bloodthirsty.
He's out of his safe location.
You're right.
And now he's back on the streets. He tells her to run. He walks out into the sun and starts burning, which, dream or no?
Well, you know now.
Not a dream.
Not a dream.
Just Elena and Catherine were really seeing that.
Yeah, Elena and Catherine were dreaming it, but it was really happening.
Elena wakes up next to Damon. Mm-hmm. She has a psychic connection to Stefan. We know this.
Which we find out later who's in charge of it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, a lot of things were... explanatory.
Mm-hmm. I'll let you just read those explanations later because they are so complicated.
Yes, truly. Elena tells Damon about her dream. He's bored by her dream, as he should be.
Pete hates dreams.
Catherine walks in. She had the same dream. Route 29, Joe's bar.
Mm-hmm. But Catherine knew where it was and what it was. Elena's like, someplace and blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. Catherine's like, I know. Been there.
So they're looking at a map for Joe's bars on Route 29. They do exposition about Stefan being in the safe, catching us all up. Mm-hmm. Catherine and Damon and Elena road trip.
Yeah.
To find this bar. Catherine is still human, and she gets car sick now.
She hates being human.
Did you identify with that?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Catherine is mad. She got the cure. Catherine cares about Stefan and wants to find him. Mm-hmm. She says.
Whenever Catherine says she cares about Stefan, though, it's still a dig at Damon. Because Damon was in love with Catherine for so long.
Got him. Silas is on the phone talking to Nadia. She's one of the travelers. Mm-hmm. She killed Gregor, I think his name is, Hans from church. Uh-huh. Silas doesn't believe she killed Hans from church.
Yeah, he's like, what did you do with him?
Silas is questioning her. All right, to prove she's loyal, look for Matt Donovan and kill him. Actually, let's find Catherine, find Matt, take his ring, kill him. And she's at the grill looking at Matt.
Yeah.
So it could be relatively easy.
I know. This is funny, this scene, because she's, like, on the phone, and she's like, I killed him in front of you. And then, like, someone just walks right in front of her in the scene. Like, if that was not a TV show, that person would have totally heard her say that on the phone.
Yeah. Stefan wakes up. Some girl is there. Mm-hmm. Some young woman. Mm-hmm. Who is she? We don't know yet. She's got a blood bag, though. And she knows everything. She says he's a vampire doppelganger burdened by conscience.
Conscience, yeah.
She saved him.
Because he doesn't want to hurt her. He's like, leave. I'm going to kill you.
Mm-hmm. She saved him from the sun, so that was real.
Yeah.
And the safe. She got him out of the safe.
Were you shocked to learn that that was real, that he was really about, like, burning up in the sun?
No. I don't know. I wasn't making Pete-dictions yet.
Yeah.
I was letting it wash over me.
Okay. So, yeah, she rescued him.
This mystery person wants to know about Silas. Mm-hmm. And Stefan fills her in. He obliges. Stefan almost, Ash, flipped off his humanity switch, which we never get tired of hearing about. But he wants to kill Silas as himself, not non-human.
Right. And it's interesting when Stefan is telling her this because he doesn't know who she is or what she knows. And he's just like, well, I almost turned on my humanity switch. But, like, how do you even know this person you're talking to knows what that means?
Right. Well, yeah, just because she had a blood bag, she's got to know all this stuff.
Yeah, I guess he's just assuming.
Ash. Then we get a Chiron that I was very surprised.
I know. You were like, what?
Ancient Greece. 2,000 years ago, Ash. I was like, skirt.
And it's little curly hair Grecian Stefan, a.k.a. Silas.
OG Silas. Silas is smiling, lol, I said.
Yeah, he's so happy.
He was in love with this girl. And Ash, I said, could this be Ketsia? I said it already then.
Oh, good. I was wondering if you were thinking that.
I said, we haven't heard her name yet. We don't know who this is. She was Silas's one true love. So I was like, okay, wait, are they saying someone else was her true love? Okay, I'm confused. They were travelers, engaged, and they didn't want to be parted by death. So we find out it's Amara or someone, we'll talk about that. But they were just these regular 2,000 years ago people, and they were like, we love each other so much, we don't want to be parted by death. It's like, all right, guys, chill
out a little bit.
You don't have like toilets yet. Like,
also, they were so young. Like, I mean, I guess people probably died younger then than they do now, but it's like maybe when you're old, you can be like, I don't want to be parted by death, but.
Well, there's a lot of range because it could be like we live until we're 28 or 800 years old.
Yeah, exactly.
So we don't know.
We don't know. But they were like, we want to be together infinity.
Yes.
Which I understand. I don't want to be parted by death with you either.
Yeah, me neither. Silas convinced Ketsia that he was in love with her, but he was actually in love with this girl, who we learn about in a moment.
But I wish that they would show more of how he convinced her he was in love with her. Like,
yes.
We don't see any or hear any talk of, like, what did he do to make her think that?
Yeah, we don't see any of his game.
No. I think that'd be interesting, especially because Ketsia is so crazy for him.
Yeah, well, she might have had 2,000 years of scheming to become who she was. She might have been very naive back then.
Right, but I know, but like she loved him so hard that she thought she was going to be with him for eternity.
Also, she was already a powerful witch back then.
They were, these travelers, yeah.
All right.
And then earlier in the scene when Silas was talking to the traveler, the girl traveler, what's her name again? Nadia. He's like, I don't like travelers. And then later they find out that Silas is a traveler, or was at least, before he became immortal.
Self-hating traveler. All right, so Ketsia made the immortality spell, then found out Silas was tricking her, then calcified him with the cure, and then made the in-between for him to go to when he died to trap his soul in limbo.
It's so convoluted.
So the thing we were saying all last season about, like, she gave him the cure, but then she was dead, so then he could be dead with her forever, was a heap.
Right, exactly. Yeah, the story that everyone believes is not right. According to this person, a.k.a. Ketsia.
Which, when they were writing season 4, were they like, all right, we have this thing that doesn't really make a lot of sense, but in season 5, it's going to make slightly more sense.
That's a good question.
Or were they like, when they were on break between season 4 and season 5, they were on vacation, stuff like that, they were at the beach like, oh man, how are we going to come back from that thing that didn't really make sense?
Yeah, it was so weird. Well, let's have her give her side of the story. But, like, what a wild plan for her to make it originally. Like, she could have just been like, I'm going to kill him or whatever. But
or just kill the girl and be like...
And then he just suffers for the rest of his life.
Yeah, you're sad, like, or you can fall in love with me or whatever.
She was really like, you're going to not get to have this girl, and you can either be with me forever or be in this tomb alone forever.
Yeah, it seems like he was playing checkers. She was playing chess.
Yeah, but he waited her out for 2,000 years. Mm-hmm. It's just being like, no, I'm not gonna take this cure, and I'm not gonna be with you in the. I'm not gonna get stuck with you on the other side.
Yeah, I mean, he was calcified.
I know.
For a lot of it.
But yeah, he was just like not doing it, not here for it.
All right, so that catches us up to today, that crazy story. Silas wants to destroy the other side. That's why he was trying to bring down the veil. Mm-hmm. And
so then he could actually die for real and then be
just dead
with Amara in whatever.
In hell.
I don't know where these people go.
Yeah. Well,
or where
yeah,
they think they're going.
I guess somebody talked about being in it, being able to pass on.
Yeah.
One of these characters talked about that. All right.
I think probably Bonnie when she was like talking to Matt about the ring and stuff.
I don't know. I think it was somebody who had come back from beyond for a long time. But anyway.
Could have been a couple people.
All right. So we learn this is Ketsia. Mm-hmm. She makes some blue flames.
Yeah, it's me.
She says he's only heard the man's version of the story. Okay. Mm-hmm. Thank you. Mm-hmm. Thank you. Finally hearing her side. Mm-hmm. I've been waiting. She was dead and on the other side for 2,000 years. Now she's back for Stefan.
Mm-hmm. Pug snores.
Pug snores in the background, of course. All right, we're cutting to the road trip. We're intercutting this episode because it couldn't just be Ketsia and Stefan in that room.
No.
Even though that's what they want. They're looking for Joe's bar. Catherine is stirring it up, Ash. She's stirring the pot. Mm-hmm. Speaking of witches, we don't need a witch to be stirring this pot. We got a human doing it.
Oh my gosh. What do you think about this editing? Because it's, the same actress and they're cutting around each other, but sometimes you can see both of them, but one is just in the mirror, in the rear view mirror. Like, it's just Catherine in the rearview mirror, but you can see Elena turning around and talking to her. So, did you, maybe you didn't even think of it, because maybe they did a good job.
I was thinking of it.
Oh, okay.
And in a word, seamless. No, I do think that they did a good job, and then sometimes they have a shot where you see the back of one of them.
Yeah.
And they just have some other skinny lady.
Yeah. I think Nina Dobrev does do a good job, though, of playing two different characters.
For sure. I think they do the best, for sure, of what they have.
And what they had, because, it was in the past.
In fact, I heard that Fincher studied this for Social Network.
Oh,
he was
okay.
like, how am I going to make these Winklevosses?
Oh, yeah, that's just the one guy.
Yeah.
They really learned it all from Lindsay Lohan, though.
They learned it all
the Parent Trap.
From the OG Parent Trap from the 50s or whatever.
Yeah. The lady who plays Miss Bliss in...
Really?
Yeah, that's her. Haley.
Joe Osment.
No, dang it. Now I'll never know.
I see twin people, he says, when he's talking about himself. Ash, we don't know that old lady's name.
Yes, I will find it. I know her name is...
Miss Bliss from what?
From the very first season of Saved by the Bell. It's called Good Morning, Miss Bliss. And then they redid it when they got older a little bit and recasted it a little bit.
I never knew. I know Saved by the Bell was that, but
that
I never
is
knew
her.
Miss Bliss or whatever was that girl.
Miss Bliss is that girl. Okay, you're going to keep talking and I'll figure it out in a second.
All right, so she's stirring it up. You've been dreaming about Stefan all summer while in bed with his brother. And then Damon's like, as soon as the vervain is out of Catherine's system, they'll compel her to shut up.
Yeah. Okay, Haley Mills. I was right. Her name is Haley. That's her.
Okay.
That's this girl. That's this little short blonde-haired girl, Haley Mills. And I said Haley.
You did. And I've only seen the original. I haven't seen the Lindsay Lohan one.
Really?
I've only seen the black and white one, and I've seen it many times.
Oh, wow.
when I was a child.
But did you have it on VHS or something?
No, I think it was like a go visit my grandparents. That was one of the movies they had at the library. We would rent movies from the library.
I didn't know there was a Parent Trap 2 and 3.
Those sound low budge.
Yeah, but she was in Pollyanna also. That was from back in the 60s.
Wow. Ash,
Yeah, Good Morning, Miss Bliss. See?
as not Miss Bliss.
Yes, she is.
Go back. It said Susan Evers.
Recently widowed Miss Carrie Bliss, Haley Mills.
Oh, okay, that was something else. It was the next credit down.
Don't test my Saved by the Bell knowledge.
Matt is throwing out the trash. He sees Nadia, and he tells her that you and your creep show friend screwed with my head.
Yeah. What'd you do?
Nadia says she is going to keep Matt safe from Silas to trust her. She says some check at him. She says, check yourself.
Before
And
you wreck yourself.
she hid Hans from church in Matt.
But Hans's body is dead.
Yes. The Hans is in the computer. Matt is so funny as Gregor. He's going for it.
I know.
I bet Hans was like, here's how you got to do it. Like IRL. He was like,
Probably like trained him a little bit.
Matt, actor who plays Matt, this is what you got to do. They smooch. And he calls Elena as Matt. I mean, Gregor pilots Matt's voice.
And calls Elena so they can find out where Catherine is.
Yes. All right. Stefan is trapped in this cabin because the sun is out. They don't have cell reception.
No daylight ring.
Stefan doesn't believe that Ketsia is Ketsia. Also, thank goodness she says, call me Tessa, which is so much easier to write. I was typing Ketsia so many times.
I would have written just like Q if I were you.
I did that once or twice. Her hunters failed to kill Silas.
They did?
Which I was like, oh, they were her hunters? Okay, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Starting to come together a little bit.
I know when they're explaining it, when they're on the hunt for the cure and all that stuff, they don't not do a good job of explaining everything, but it's because that professor, that creepy professor, what was his name that died?
Yeah.
Professor Shane, was so annoying that I didn't even want to listen to anything he said. And then also nobody really knew what they were talking about. They're just like, oh yeah, there's some cure and some witch did a thing, and but Ketsia.
Well, he was unreliable from the jump.
Right. And then there was all like, this is what I heard. It was like a game of telephone about what this cure was and how it came to be. But now we're hearing it from a primary source.
Oh, love that. Also, he was like, yeah, you don't have to worry about getting to Nova Scotia. We'll get there somehow.
Shane?
And we never learned.
How they got there.
By dinghy, by private jet. How'd they get that dead body back there? So back in the flashback, Tessa, as we know her, made an immortality spell that she was going to give to she and Silas.
At their wedding.
Ash, let's talk about Love is Blind for a second. No, but didn't it remind you of Love is Blind
With
a
the
little
cups.
bit? Well, just like
The chalice.
they're making a decision at the altar.
Yeah.
Altar.
It is
I don't know.
very...
She was left at the altar just like some Love is Blind
That's true.
peeps.
I thought it was similar because of those gold cups they're always drinking out of.
The chalices. Everything started to die. Silas drank the elixir somewhere else to become immortal. Tessa found him in the wilderness with the woman he chose over her. His true love was Tessa's handmaiden, Amara.
And she has like a facial covering on. And then we reveal...
It's
and
another doppelganger.
Elena's doppelganger.
It's the first doppelganger, some would say. First versions of Stefan and Elena were Silas and Amara. Who knew we were watching a story truly about Silas and Amara?
Right.
Is that what we signed up for? You did, yeah. And then they made mortal shadow selves, which they keep pitching this reason why this has to exist, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah, they always say, like, you know, there has to be a balance between the light and the dark, and the universe makes a counter
self,
stuff.
yeah.
So if you do this, then it has to take from here. Like, there's always some sort of balance.
Silas and Amara's original sin. Mm-hmm. They were the ones.
They were the ones.
Tessa is melting bracelets.
Uh-huh.
She says it's for a daylight ring for Stefan.
She's lying.
Mm-hmm. All right, Damon and the gals arrive at a bar. Mm-hmm. They compel the bartender who...
It is Joe's bar. It's the one from the thing.
Yeah, but it doesn't say Joe's out there or something.
It never said Joe's. It didn't even say Joe's in the dream, but Catherine knew it was Joe's bar.
Red herring. Ash, this bartender might be a bite neck.
Basically.
I was thinking, Ash, our listeners, they might be bite necks. I think that should be the listeners, how they should identify.
Like, all right, bite necks.
Yeah. All right, bite necks.
I don't know. I'll think about it.
You might be a bite neck.
I'm not going to talk like that.
Because you do once we turn the mic off anyway.
Oh, yeah. That's my normal cadence.
Yep. She has some info, Ash, this bite neck.
Yeah.
She pours some Brothers Bond, but it's vervain.
Oh, no.
Nadia's there. Catherine walks in and sees Nadia. Which one of you is Catherine? And Catherine lies, and then Nadia's like, I know Catherine's a liar. Shoots at her. I don't know which one to kill. Mm-hmm. They start brawling in there, Ash. Mm-hmm. Damon thinks she's Silas's spy. Damon goes to find Stefan. Elena will go after Catherine. Don't let Silas get Catherine.
She's not worth a hair on your head.
They smooch and split up. Mm-hmm. Tessa is making this daylight ring, or so we think. Mm-hmm. She has another cure. She can just make these cures.
Yeah.
But Silas's mind control skills are too good.
Right. He's been honing them for 2,000 years.
All right. Amara is not in a tomb, Ash. I know you were thinking that. Flashback.
That's what Stefan's saying, yeah. So where's Amara? Is she in a tomb somewhere?
Tessa
Nope.
she just killed her. Right?
Yeah, there's just blood everywhere.
Flashback. Tessa brought Silas 2 gifts, a chalice and the cure. Okay, Silas hits her with the Shane West. That's not possible.
Yeah.
From A Walk to Remember. She gave the first cure to Amara and killed her. Mm-hmm. The cure for immortality. And then she killed her.
She ripped her heart out.
She has her heart. We see it. Mm-hmm. Silas is mad.
No, I don't think he's just mad. I mean,
he's PO'd.
He's devastated.
Tessa wants Silas to give up immortality. Take the cure. We can live long human lives together. Mm-hmm. All right. She also created the other side. Which, why did she do that if now she was going to be human? Or she created it before she was like, I'm going to be human now?
So, what I think she should have done, she should have just made another immortality spell and just been immortal with Silas. Mm-hmm. Even though they weren't, like, together because he killed Amara, she would be like, well, I'll just be immortal with you, and, like, maybe eventually he'll, like, come around and we'll be together. If I was her crazy self at that time.
Yeah.
But instead she wants him to, like, be punished because he took the immortality elixir or whatever without her and, you know, broke her heart. So she's like, you should just be mortal with me. But he chooses not to do that. Mm-hmm. And then she creates the other side so that when he will eventually take the cure and be human and die, then he thinks he's going to die and just be like regular with Amara.
Yeah, in hell.
But then he'll be like shocked that he's actually stuck on the other side with all these other
100 Dead Witches.
Yeah.
Alaric sometimes.
What's the word for all those
the veil,
things?
behind the veil.
I know, but like all the supernatural, with all the supernatural beings instead of with her. Because she died as a human, Amara.
Yes. Silas wants a peaceful afterlife. She puts him in the tomb. She was trying to trick him to be with her for all of eternity.
Right, yep. That's what I just
She's
said.
not making Stefan a daylight ring. And then she admits she's crazy. And she squishes Stefan's brain.
Yeah, like a lot.
Catherine is running through the woods. Elena catches up to her. Elena values Catherine's humanity, or Elena values her own humanity. That's why she let Catherine live.
Right.
Nadia runs up and snaps
That was in the last season.
Elena's neck very quickly. She takes Catherine. Damon finds Stefan tied to a chair. Stefan does exposition. Tessa is there too. They joke about her hard-to-say name.
Yeah, that's funny.
All right, Stefan's in a spell. She's going to link Stefan to Silas. A lot of linking going on in the show.
We've seen that before, yeah.
Stefan is just finding out now that Catherine took the cure because he's been in the safe all summer.
Yeah, he's like, wait, what?
My gosh. Tessa planted the dreams in these doppelgangers.
So that because she wanted Catherine to come to the cabin.
They can defeat Silas without if he doesn't have his mind powers.
Which makes sense because they've talked about that before, like, oh, you can't even run fast or you can't hear us or whatever.
Yeah, that's really funny.
Yeah.
That was funny. Nadia is leading Catherine away. Silas is there. He tracked him with the GPS.
Yeah, he said better than a locator spell.
Tessa is doing a spell, intercut with Silas talking to Nadia and Catherine. He mind controls Nadia. He says, pull out your gun and aim at your heart. And he's going to say, no, pull the trigger. But Tessa overtakes him.
They get linked.
So he can't do his mind control anymore. She fries Silas's brain. He and Stefan cry blood.
Yeah. It's scary seeing that Stefan crying blood.
Oh, yeah. It works. She says she burned through his conscious mind, which now that reminds me of the ending.
Yeah, now that makes sense, right?
Oh, my gosh.
I know.
Which I was going to say, like, this season is young, but this season hasn't been annoying yet. And last season, I think, was pretty good for the most part. But there have been some annoying times where it's just like, oh, I don't care about this particular thing.
Right.
But now the amnesia thing, oh, my gosh.
Yeah, we didn't get there yet.
Okay, all right. She was watching, okay, when Tessa was on the other side, she was watching these fools play out their lives like it was a soap opera.
Right, which has got to be really interesting, actually, to be Ketsia, to be able to see all these doppelgangers find each other and fall in love over and over. And it's probably actually kind of torturous for her because, Ketsia never got to be with Silas. And
Right,
she's like seeing it, like the same thing happen over and over.
She's seen this hunk that she digs over and over fall in love with this girl that she doesn't like.
Right.
Yeah, that's a bummer.
It is.
Yeah, she watched versions of Stefan and Elena, blah, blah, blah. All right, Destiny has been trying to get doppelgangers together forever. The universe.
Right.
Tessa is saying Elena is Stefan's true love. As long as Stefan's in the way, Damon will never be with Elena.
Yeah, it's interesting how she compares herself to Damon. Like, we were both the other person. Like, we're not meant to be.
Damon isn't buying it. He grabs Tessa's throat. She just uses her powers to throw him off her. Elena runs in, sees Stefan. Damon is weirdly watching like, uh-oh.
Yeah, because Elena goes straight to Stefan, and Damon's on the ground like hurt. She doesn't even look at Damon or say anything to him, and Damon's watching, thinking like, "Oh yeah, they are destined to be together."
It's kind of like the show on Netflix, another show, The Ultimatum. It's like Stefan gave Elena an ultimatum, but now Elena's on the 3 weeks with Damon.
Basically.
But when Elena goes back with Stefan for the other 3 weeks before the ultimatum, what's she gonna choose?
Oh, they go back to their original partner?
For 3 weeks, yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. That is sort of like that, actually, even though you were being silly. And then I was going to say something else. Oh, I was going to say that Damon is really influenced by what other people say about his relationships. Like, Ketsia, who he just met for the first time, talked to her for like 10 minutes. It's like, you guys are not meant to be. And then he's immediately like, we're not meant to be. I mean, that's not what he says later in the scene, but you can see it that's what he's worrying about.
Yeah, it takes the wind out of his sails a bit.
Totally.
But then in a little bit, he's like, no, I'm in charge of my own future or whatever.
And that's what he's telling himself.
Mm-hmm. All right. Nadia. Nadia. Mm-hmm. And Catherine. All right, Nadia and Catherine are in some hotel room or something. She brought her chips. Mm-hmm. And Catherine's commentary is packaged poison ash.
Oh, mm-hmm. But she's used to drinking blood bags. I mean, chips would be delicious.
Yeah, from blood bags to chip bags.
There you go.
which is worse? Let's see. Nadia.
Yeah.
Gets a call from Silas. He knows Tessa is alive again. Tessa has a lot of candles. She's getting ready. She cuts her palm, of course.
Yeah. But she doesn't cut it in a way that looks gross because she does it with her hand like in a fist. Mm-hmm. So she's just like, whoosh, and then her hand's already ready to squeeze out the blood.
If we ever do a live show, Ash, we're cutting our palms.
No, we're not.
I'm just kidding. Both Silas...
We both have like paper cuts or whatever right now on our hands, and they're already killing us.
I know, the dryness of the season, Ash. Mm-hmm. Does anyone else get that? These chapped hands?
Oh my god.
Who else get that? If you get chapped hands...
Send us a message.
We'll send you some balm.
We need balm for ourselves.
We need Vampire balm. Both Silas and Tessa want the cure. Catherine gets on the phone. Silas says her face makes him want to vomit.
Yeah, so he's like, even though your face looks like the person I fell in love with, when I look at you, it makes me want to vomit.
He's frying her. He wants the cure. Okay, her blood is the cure, Ash.
Mm-hmm. I feel like that's an obvious thing. It's like she drank the cure and everyone's chasing after her. It's like, well, why else?
Well, Tessa can just brew it up, apparently.
But everyone else can't.
Right.
Like, why else would Silas be after Catherine? You know what I mean?
I don't know. I didn't know why. He was being cagey about it. Matt is on the floor. Why is he on the floor? He just on the floor?
He doesn't know why.
Oh, he got thrown into, I think it was Ty's house.
He just wakes up on the ground. Yeah.
Gets a call from Elena. We found Stefan and lost Catherine. He doesn't know they talked on the phone earlier.
Right, because it was Hans from church.
Mm-hmm. He brought his muddy bed boots in the house, Ash. Did you see that?
Yes.
Oh, I'm going to bring my shoes in the bed. I'm going to bring my freaking muddy boots in the house. All right. All the goodwill he built up. He's bringing his muddy bed boots in the house.
What a wild man.
Oh, my gosh. Can we give this guy a doormat? Come on, Matt. No, I still like him. He has a cool knife in his pocket.
But he doesn't know.
He's Gregor also.
That's what you wrote.
Matt is probably the saving grace of this episode. He's talking crazy. He's got his muddy bed boots, and he's got a cool knife.
You don't like this episode? Okay, we'll
the
get
end
to
of
it.
the episode. Oh my gosh. Okay, they're back at the Bros Mansion. Elena puts Stefan's daylight ring back on him. Damon is there. He's quiet. He's probably sad about what Tessa was talking about. Mm-hmm. She told me we don't stand a chance. The fate of the doppelgangers. they are faking that they don't believe Tessa. Mm-hmm. They're like, oh, yeah, the whole past doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm. The whole 2,000 years.
Damon is mad at the witch and the universe. Elena reassures him. He wants to build a future with Elena. You are my life. They smooch.
No, they're about to smooch.
Stefan comes to. Elena takes her focus off of Damon.
Yeah, she stops about to kiss him.
Damon has no idea who they are. I said. Stefan.
Yeah.
All right. Has no idea who they are. I said, oh boy, amnesia storyline. Da, 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 da.
What a roller coaster Stefan's been on, though.
Stefan is doing too much, TBH.
He was like trying to get Elena to get her humanity back. Like she finally did. Then they were trying to give her the cure. You know, those were happening simultaneously. Then she didn't take the cure. Then she chose Damon, and Stefan was like, all right, well, I'm just going to leave and let you guys live happily ever after.
Immediately gets put
in a safe.
He didn't
dies a gajillion times.
He didn't even get to go ripping.
Nothing. Dies a gajillion times, wakes up, gets captured, gets his brain squished, and now has no memory.
Yeah.
Also, where's Caroline?
She's in college. Where's Bonnie? She's dead.
Bonnie's dead. Well, we know what Bonnie, but like we didn't see Jeremy, we didn't see Caroline. Bonnie's dead, but you know, around.
We need an all Jeremy episode.
I know. I really, when I first watched the show, was not a Jeremy fan, but I like him so much now.
Yeah, I
feel like he was kind of like the annoying little brother, like to me then, but I think he's great now. All right, fangs. How many fangs?
I don't have any idea what fangs you're talking about.
Oh my god. I really liked this episode.
No, it was good. It was good.
It's a 2 fangs for me.
Wow.
I always like the flashbacks, even though they're goofy, and I like the history lessons that they give.
Okay. Okay.
Even though they're convoluted and you're like, what? So you have to listen to it like 8 times.
So for my fangs, 2.000 fangs for the 2,000-year flashback.
Okay, perfect.
And the zeros for all the information that I forgot when I had amnesia.
All right, how long do you think Stefan's going to have amnesia for?
Oh my gosh. If it's any more than 1 full episode, it's way too much. If it's like the first quarter of the season arc or whatever, I'm so bored already. Oh, who are you? Oh, you gotta tell me who I am? Oh, and let's do some exposition to say who we are. Oh, Damon and Elena. We've always been together. You certainly aren't attracted to her, but I feel attracted. No, you're not. You're not at all. That's not a thing. Who's this guy who looks like me? Oh, the bad guy, you know? Like, they're just going to teach him every single thing.
That we already know.
That we know, and in a slightly advantageous way. I don't know. Bonnie's probably going to come in and help him get his memory back or whatever.
All right. Any other Pete-dictions?
I Pete-dicked we get a full Jeremy episode.
What about Catherine's blood being the cure?
I mean, the simple thing is they'll probably get a little bit of her blood and cure some people. They don't have to, like, kill her all the way. Mm-hmm. Will she be a vampire again? I'm guessing she will at some point be a vampire again. I can't imagine... However, I can imagine they would be like, all right, time to redeem Catherine, and she's going to, like, die, and it's going to be sad for everybody. She's finally going to do some sacrificial thing and be like, yeah, I wasn't always the way we
Yeah, because she's been bad forever. She'll do, like, one thing.
Yeah.
I like your thinking. It's interesting how Catherine was the vampire and Elena was the human, and now they're switched.
Mm-hmm. Classic reversal.
Mm-hmm. All right, Pete. We did it.
All right, let's see. I already gave you my personal Instagram.
If you like listening to the Vampire Diaries, then you should
check out my young adult book series, The Happenstances, at tinyurl.com/thehappenstances. Hey, Christmas / Kwanzaa / Hanukkah, all of these, hey, even Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Let's start a trend where we are thankful for the people in our lives and we get them young adult books. That should be a new thing. But if you are looking for gifts, get the Happenstances books. There's 3 of them. They're a nice little set, and they tell a little story.
Now let's promote literacy in young adults.
Oh my gosh, these kids out here, they're watching short video clips.
Yeah, they need to be reading books.
They should be reading novellas.
100%.
Look, these shorter books that I have written will help them get up to the big boy books. But let them read these short books. They'll be like, this is kind of like a video clip in a way because it's shorter than a movie, and they'll like that.
And hopefully they can visualize it in their brain when they're reading it.
Oh my gosh, don't get me started about that. If anyone's heard about this John Green tweet that I was telling Ash about,
Which we're a fan of John Green.
Oh, for sure. But hit me up in the comments. John Green. I wonder if people listening to our podcast visualize us sitting in this magnificent studio and what we look like, how dressed up we are, and how big this studio is.
I'm in my full gown.
Yep. I'm in Damon cosplay.
Oh, speaking of Damon, he looks so much better this season. I mean, he's a handsome man, but he's got a good haircut. He's looking good. I wanted to mention that earlier, and I forgot.
Yes, he does look handsome. Mm-hmm. New Bret Easton Ellis book, of course. Damon, Ian Somerhalder's in the Rules of Attraction. Mm-hmm. A book that was adapted into a movie. Bret Easton Ellis book adapted into a movie. Directed by Roger Avery.
Okay, we can also say other random movie book facts, but we're not going to. Thank you for listening. Good night.